Hey guys, so this is an email I just got from a client of mine, a long-standing client of mine, and it freaked me out initially, but after I looked into it, it was actually an extremely good thing because he's getting nearly double the results. It reads, "Are these real? I've been getting emails every 3 to 15 minutes since this one. I've got 250 plus of them in my inbox. This was an hour ago. It's Sunday, by the way, March 2nd, 7:18 p.m. This was an hour ago. And over the last 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, I've been trying to look into what's going on. I mean, I got my girlfriend involved. I got my head operations guy involved. Like, what is actually happening? Are these results real? What changed? Usually, when you see something like this and there's not some crazy adjustment, it usually means something's broken. And it's like, oh gosh, oh, here we go. Something's broken on a Sunday night. What are we going to do? Clients getting notified with a zillion amount of emails. But actually, when we looked into it, it turned out to be a really good thing. And it's an example of how one small change, one very, very minute small change to what you're doing actually can lead to an amazing amount of significant results. So let me show you what I'm on about. So before I do that, it makes me think of a quote, and I'm butchering it. I was thinking about Tony, I believe it's from Tony Robbins' Unshakable. Say what you want about Tony Robbins, but he's got some good metaphors. So I weirdly asked Gemini, right, what's the quote about the golf swing that changes the contact with the ball, which is the difference between winding up in the green or in the trees or something like that? I got tons of misspellings in here. Long story short, this is the expression. It's really about it's really about the example of golf as a game of extreme precision, tiny variations. Let me move this. Tiny variations in how the club face meets the ball, the contact, result in huge differences in where the ball goes. Essentially, the idea of the quote is you can have whatever the swing is in millimeters of difference between how you hit the ball, between the club head and the actual ball when you're driving can mean the difference between being on the green or being in the woods. And that's essentially the differences can make the difference between success on the green and failure in the trees, rough, or hazards. I bring this in because, again, the golf analogy, I don't even like golf. I just thought it was a cool analogy. Uh, the difference between that is so small, and you can relate this to business. Golf is a game of extreme precision, so is business. And being really, really good and making that difference is a game of extreme precision. So let me go back to the example of how we got into this whole discussion and show you exactly what I'm talking about and how you could actually get these kind of results too. All right. Let me put my little face back up here. Oh, that's not my face. Oh boy. There we go. All right, so check this out. This is a screenshot of Zapier. So I use Zapier to automate lead submission tasks. We what we noticed really is that these are like the average lead submission tasks for this client. It's about 60 per day. I'm looking at the last 30 days, February 1st through March 2nd. You can see it hovers between the 30 to 60 mark. 30 whatever, maybe 50 here or 40 here, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, it changed on the 28th, right? 28th, it doubled. The first, it held that same result, and the second, it held that same result. What exactly did we change? And one thing to note, didn't increase budget, didn't do any additional advertising. It was just a small tweak that we made. Then again, I want to show you some of the results so you see what's going on. These are actually leads generated from Facebook, and I circled the lines where we can see the difference. Again, this only happened in the last couple of days, so I took March 1st through the 2nd versus February 1st through the 2nd to show some sort of consistency. And when we look at the results column here, we see that the February 1st through February 2nd, we received 87 leads. It's not bad, right? And the amount of spend February 1st through February 2nd was $60. Hey, that's a pretty good cost per lead. It's under a dollar. But now, without changing anything, without increasing budget, anything like that, We took it from 87 leads from the first couple of days of a month to 187 leads in the first couple of days of March. We increased 100 leads. We actually increased 115%. And what did we do with the cost? Well, the amount spent here actually went down. It went down by 27%. We spent $60 in February to $43. So, how did we effectively double our results for 27% less money? That's making the difference. That's what I'm on about. And really, it was down to one real change. And I'm actually going to show you the change right now, and I'll describe why it actually made the difference. So this is actually the back end of Meta. This is one of the actual ad campaigns. And quite literally, the only real significant change that we did was a user experience optimization change. If we come down to the lead form itself, the only thing we did was in the previous, we had to have the user fill out a piece of information, but now instead we gave them a drop down selection where they could actually go in and select the information rather than writing it in. Just that small, that's the only thing that changed. That small little tweak allowed us to double the amount of leads for less money. Those are the small differences that make or break businesses. And this is what can lead to the actual significant difference and significant outcome of how you can better and be more precise with your business's not only results but marketing efforts. These are the things we're fine tuning all the time. This is why it takes answering Sunday night emails and having many panic attacks about how something is broken to figure out, hey, the change we made was actually good. So this doesn't happen in every instance. This client has a very, very good foundational tactics that make it so where we make these small changes, make the big difference. I'd love to share those foundational tactics with you and how this client actually got to this level of success, because other businesses can do the exact same thing by applying the same foundations and principles. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that, of how you can generate hundreds and hundreds of leads for your business by spending a very, very low amount of money inside one of these major ad platforms, because we do it for our clients all the time. Thank you guys so much. David Feldman-Makrias, and I'll talk to you soon.